2018 Volvo XC40. Trying to buy a compact luxury crossover is, typically, an exercise in seeing how much abuse your wallet and spine can handle. A majority of them ride like they have rocks for dampers, and while a low base price might be appealing, most of the good stuff is hidden behind packages costing thousands of dollars, unless you like driving around in vinyl-seated penalty boxes that are only good for the badge they carry. In a segment dominated by the Audi Q3, BMW X1 and Mercedes-Benz GLA class, all of which fall prey to the misdeeds I mentioned, the 2019 Volvo XC40 is the best kind of kick in the pants. The XC40 packs a solid amount of standard equipment at an equally solid base price, and it's quite nice to drive. Hell, you can even buy one like you would a Netflix account. If this doesn't get the others to step their collective game up, nothing will, which is just as good for Volvo. Easy on the eyes and the tuchus. Cars take a long time to develop, and despite the XC40 starting its life back in 2013, the design looks fresh. It falls right in line with the XC60 and XC90 without looking derivative. The clamshell hood is a nice touch, and the side of the car is welcome with its lack of a strong shoulder line, which can make SUVs look taller than they need to be. The proportions are right. And since the track is wider in the back, it looks beefy without breaking away from the measurements that keep it in the compact class. The story is the same inside. It's similar to Volvo's more expensive models, without feeling like a carbon copy. The dashboard uses horizontal lines to emphasize width, as the other new Volvos do, but the company put less attention, and, therefore, money, into whatever open portwood trim looks hot in 2017, opting for simpler geometric designs that keep costs lower, allowing the company to spend more on things that matter, like the seats. One of the first things you'll notice is that the XC40 comes standard with leather seats, not some mediocre vinyl, but actual leather. It feels nicer than anything the competition offers at a starting price in the low $30,000 range, and it looks nicer, too. Sure, there's some hard plastic around the center console and on the steering wheel, but it's rarely where your hand will fall, and it's still nicer than the mottled soft plastic weirdness that Germans love to toss into their less expensive offerings. The most interesting bit of the XC40's interior, though, is the sheer number of available storage spots. Volvo rejiggered the door panels, removing the speaker so that the pocket can accommodate an entire laptop. There's a removable wastebasket in the center console and a flip-out hook on the glove compartment to hold purses or take-out bags. And the floor of the cargo area can be folded upward to help hold groceries in place. It's all quite clever. Best ride in the segment. Aesthetics are far more subjective than ride and powertrain quality, but the Volvo is not lacking for either of these things. At launch in early 2018, the XC40 will be offered with just one engine, the T5, a 248 horsepower turbocharged i4, rated to standard all-wheel drive. A cheaper, 185 horsepower i4 will arrive later on with front-wheel drive, but on our limited drive route, we only had access to the T5 variant, so that's all I can speak to for now. Volvo has never been one to craft a quality engine note, and that continues here. The sound is fine, but it's a little buzzy at full clip and isn't terribly attractive. But what the powertrain lacks in oral quality, it more than makes up for in actual quality. The T5 4-banger pulls smoothly, with indiscernible turbo lag and solid shifting from the 8-speed automatic. The only real drawback, aside from the sound, is that the stop-start system is a little harsh when the engine kicks back to life. The cabin is impressively isolated compared to its competitors. There's only a bit of road noise, which I attribute to my tester's 20-inch wheels and thin tires. The Pirelli P0 summer tires we rode on won't be offered in the US. We'll get more sensible all seasons instead, so we'll have to reassess the car with its US spec tires to really see how the noise is. Speaking of compliance, the standard dampers do a good job of soaking up the road. Yes, it's an inexpensive crossover, and as such, There's a bit of harshness over seriously heavy bumps, but for the most part, body roll is limited and the car doesn't wallow its way down the road. Some of this is due to the R-designed sportier setup compared to the Momentum trim. The dampers and springs are stiffer, and the sway bar is thicker, but it'll take some time in that trim to really suss out the differences.